did DLR passing again with side smash, and going the other way if the leg is kept in as a barrier to like a rodeo, to a sack pass, or if you can't do the rodeo, to staying inside of that leg, grabbing the belt, coming in with your knee, and then coming around using double pummel. So this one, I think I mentioned this last time that I have trouble sometimes using my full weight, so I'm always subconsciously kind of holding myself back. So for the passes, especially for the direct passes, well, and indirect passes, you need to keep weight on your opponent, because if you don't keep weight, they can just turn with you, and because you're passing them, you have a greater distance, right? It's like two concentric circles. The inside concentric circle will always be smaller than the outside one. So when you're passing someone, they're the inside circle and you're the outside circle. So if you don't slow them down or impede them in some way, you will never be able to come all the way around them. So you need to have weight on them. So if it's an inside pass, you have to have the weight kind of directly on them. Tim said it's like a tripod for your legs. You need, if you're going outside, both times it's like a tripod, but if you're going outside, your legs are kind of the tripod legs, and your arm and or shoulder is the inside tripod. And if you are inside passer, passing closer, he has, most of his motions are like a lapel grip and a post. So lapel grip pulling the post, so you're pushing. So that's two, and then your third point of contact is on his body. So for example, in the DLR pass, you have control of one sleeve punching down, so you're pushing with that one. You have either a belt or a lapel grip with the other hand, and you're pulling that one, and then your knee is just using gravity to go down. So let's see, so that's three. So the 3 points. The lapel is sort of taking pressure off him, but the wrist is pushing down and pinning it, and then that allows all the weight to be in your knee. So your knee can push down into the space between his elbow and his hip, and that breaks the grip he has on your foot. But just as a sort of fundamental to keep in mind is just not holding yourself back from applying, like not handicapping your force on him, and just allowing gravity to take its work, not holding yourself up, just letting the weight push through him. So then the rolls after, I was trying to do some half guard passing, which I was having trouble with again. There was this problem with getting cross-face. I tried to solve that by getting closer into him, which worked, and then he sat back a little, so then I wrestled up, and that worked. But I feel like they gave it to me sometimes, because I told the guy I was rolling with that that's something I was working on. So I think he gave it to me. I'm not 100% sure. But I am glad that I made that split-second decision to go from the sweep to the wrestle up. And I switched my feet also, so that I didn't attempt. So I did it somewhat correctly, at least in shape, if not exact. So that was good. I had trouble with one guy. He was visiting. He's kind of like very wiry and very active. The first time we rolled, I thought we were position changed. Like when we got to side control, I kind of gave up. But then the next time he did the exact same thing to me, so I don't know. Yeah, I have trouble when people kind of go all out and pressure pass me. Not exactly sure why. I think it's like a level of commitment. I'm not committing to anything, and so therefore I'm kind of slow off the gun. Maybe I'm like thinking too much, I don't know. Maybe I should try to be more offensive. I'm defensive, so I'm reactive, and my reflexes are slower, or my reaction time is slower. I don't know, maybe these are all just excuses. Maybe he's just faster and stronger than me. Yeah, so I don't know, I do remember the first lesson with him, I was much more proactive and everything just worked a lot better. That was the time that I hit that reversal on Alex. Yeah, I was just like, saw a move and did it. So, I don't know. I tried a clock choke on this one guy today. He told me that Bridget's way was sort of wrong, and that you should go for the motorcycle grip. So I think use Bridget's to get into position, and then readjust and grab the motorcycle grip, or just force them into side control. Because the problem with getting the motorcycle grip first is like the guy will know it's coming, and then he can do something before you get the grip, or he'll fight the grip, and then you're like hand fighting. You never get in position. So yeah, thinking maybe go for the choke. If they're slow to defend, then move to the motorcycle grip, finish the choke. Or if you can't get the motorcycle grip and you can't finish the choke, then they'll go into side control. Just be ready for that and go into it. I think maybe scarf is go to scarf because he's rolling that way, or even continue pushing him there and then go into a knee pinch or something like that. Yeah, and then Nick said that my north-south position was very heavy, so I need to figure out. Well, first, I don't know when I'm getting into north-south. So north-south is when you are on. It's like side control, except you're facing his feet and his head is underneath like your hips. So I feel like sometimes I always feel like there's a moment where they can escape when I am when I'm transitioning from half guard to north-south. I don't know if that's just in my head, because I haven't really lost position when I do transition, but I just feel like I'm losing it, and I think that's because my arm. So when you are in side control, let's say I'm facing toward his right side, my left arm is across his body, my right arm is under his neck on the near side. So then what you do is your right arm will go under his right arm. Is that right? Yeah. And hook, and then your left arm will go have an underhook on his left arm. So I guess you actually don't have to release him. You can sort of slide through. Yeah, Yeah, so maybe it's all in my head. But then once I'm in that position, I've been going for this thing called a paper cutter, which is where the arm you have the underhook, you grab the back of his collar with that one, and then you twist to that side, so your knees are on that side, and then you grab the opposite lapel with the other hand, and then it kind of levers down just like a paper cutter. But I haven't been able to finish that. I've only finished that once, and that was like months ago when we first learned it, I think. So I'm sure there's some details. Thing is, I'm not exactly sure where the pressure points are. So one pressure point, the pressure point I see is the lapel on the other side. So because I'm grabbing the lapel and coming over the far side, pressure point, I can see the pressure on that, but the near side, I'm not sure how that's getting pressure on it. Yeah, so I have to figure that out. One more thing is that I got in back control. I was having a hard time escaping from back control lately. I need to review that. So turtle and back control, it's just like everything I need to review. So.